As you rev this up, you can always do this if you have somebody to help you. Idle, it should be sitting, it should actually activate somewhat, and then if you go higher RPM, this should actuate and should push down and open the lever up. So if you did like a snap throttle test, it should that should move down and move and then hold and then come back up.
And engines cry, metal screams to touch the sky, grease on my hands, dirt in my veins.
Hey folks, Motormind here, back again with the Kia Project Kia. So last time we fixed that window, which I actually had to replace the regulator because somebody took the motor off, put a screw in it to lock it up because there's something dodgy going on. It was like that when I bought the vehicle, put a regulator in, realized the window took off down. As soon as I hooked the switch up, turned power on, went down. Ended up being that I had to do a slight repair and kind of loosen up a stuck switch in the driver's side door switch. So that's done and dusted, working fine. Now, if you remember, a while back I replaced turbo on this. Turbo was starting to kind of wear out stuff. That's fine. One thing I realized when doing that turbo is that it has variable vanes. So as it has a actuator that moves up and down and moves the vanes in and out as like that. So it controls how fast and slow the turbo spins up due to how much pressure is put on the impeller. So when driving this vehicle, it still seems it's better, especially on the motorway. If it takes off as well, but off the line it's still a bit leggy, sluggish, and I'll show you what I mean here. I'll take it for a quick drive. I'm almost doing a service on this, doing an oil and filter and fuel filter on this. I'm not going to make another video of that. You want to check it out, look at the playlist further up, in which I showed how to do a full service on one of these. This is a 2007 Kia with a 2.5 crdi diesel engine. So yeah, check that out. I'm not going to do another one of those. I've done a video on that, but I will do one here. I'll show you how to replace the actuator on the side. It's something I said I would do if it needed to be done. So let's go with it. Let's start. Alright, so I got my, let's see, get this situated here. Right, so we're going to show you here from the dead stop. I'm going to go full throttle. I see how long it's taking to get up to speed, and then it suddenly takes off. So once you get the speed, it's fine, but getting up there, it takes a while. So I'm going to show you one more time here, just on the back road here. So from the dead stop, full throttle on, all the way to the floor. I see nothing, and then suddenly I'm off. So we are going to see how well this works here, alright? Okay, so the part we're replacing here is this guy here. I did a video earlier when I diagnosed this, and I'll put it up. It's kind of hard, I worked by myself to show you, but what's happening is as you rev this up, you can always do this if you have somebody to help you. Idle, it should be sitting, it should actually activate somewhat, and then if you go higher RPM, this should actuate and should push down and open the lever up. So if you did like a snap throttle test, it should that should move down and then hold and then come back up. Right, now mine was like barely, it was like that and just like tiny bit moving, and you want to like going right up to high boost. It should boost, and it wasn't boosting at all. So this is the part we're replacing here. Obviously it's a vacuum actuator. It runs to a little solenoid there, which then runs to the vacuum line up here, which runs obviously a brake booster, right? Which gets vacuum from the vacuum pump because it's a diesel engine. Now I know the vacuum pump's working and everything, so I got power brakes, everything else is working, and I tested and I got vacuum here. I even put this on a vacuum gauge, and when I like a hand vacuum, and when I tried to pull up, it should have moved. I should have get this thing to move all the way. Got nothing. It didn't even move. So I confirmed that this is not. There must be a hole or something inside here in the diaphragm. Something's up with it. It's not working. So this is what we're going to be replacing. Now, I didn't let the engine run too long because obviously it's freaking hot as hell in there. Obviously here we have a new part. So there we go. Now what I'll probably be doing, I wouldn't mind obviously taking off doing the lever, but what I'll probably have to do is undo this off of this here, leave it on the turbo because there's a little pin down here and it's a real pain in the ass to get to in the situ. And then we'll this little hand right here, the thumb thing right there, that spins, and that's how you adjust this in and out. So if you're getting too much boost or you're getting boost offline and not enough boost, mine's this one here is adjusted all the way and it's still not doing it, so, and it's not actuating, so that is what we'll do. So it shouldn't be apparently it's not too difficult. Some of these bolts are a bit hard to get to, but we'll I have had this off before, so we should be able to do it again. Let's get crack-a-lacking. So the first thing I do is I'm going to get the airbox out of the way, get it off there so I can get as much access as I can down in there to try to get to those bolts. And this guy here is just in the way, so we'll do that. It's not too difficult. There is a bolt down here, undo that guy, and it's just like a clamp that goes in and out, clamps in and out. So you just back it off a bit to slide it off, get the pipe off here, unplug this guy here because it's going to just come off there, and then this guy, I think it's down here. Yeah, I'll probably take the whole thing out actually. So there's a bolt down there, there's a bolt right here. I think that is it, and then obviously there's this guy over here as well for it gets the air, and you can probably just take it off there because I'm going to try to keep it on. So I'll just probably get this guy here off, so you can sort of clamp, and then we'll get this out of the way, try to open up and give us as much room as we can in here. Right, so airbox is out. There was also a bolt at the back there as well, so 12 mil. So there's one there, and then there's a bolt there, nut, and nut. Airbox is out over there. Okay, gives you a lot more room in here to be able to manage. So now we can get to the actuator, much easier to see. And I think they are 10 mil. There's a bolt there, a couple bolts up top there, and there, and there. Yep. Yeah, I did have it running, so it's a little bit warm. Yay me. Burns coming my way. Alright folks, so I got it installed here. So like I said, there's a few bolts there, there's two up there. Get in, and then how I've just kind of set this up for now is I've make sure this lever up and down, this is where the fins inside will move inside this housing here, and they move them up and down. So make sure that moves up and down freely. So I've set it all the way up so where it's like sitting at a resting position. I've tightened this up, and I'm going to have to probably take it for a drive. I'll put the airbox and everything back together. We'll see how it is. And I might have to, this is a 10 mil, crack this off, and like I said, there's a little thumb screw thing here. You can just take and just kind of turn that and just adjust it. So so it's reverse order. I'll just put it all back together, airbox everything in, take it for a drive and see how it goes. And then obviously to make sure to take this off the old one and put it onto your new one. There, it just screws, there's a nut on the back here, and then this is just like a stud that's got a little hex end on the other end. You can put a little Allen key or something in there if you need to turn that out and put it back in. And then that stops from this going down. It gives like a stop that only goes so far. So you can also adjust this too if you find you get like losing boost at high end or something like that. All right, so we're gonna put this back together and see how she drives. So yeah, there you go. All done and dusted. I'll do a service on this and take it for a quick drive, but oh well, I just took it for a drive actually. All right, let's see how he does here after doing that. Seems a bit better there, I think. What do you people think? Let's try it again here. Turn around. One more time. Now, my adapters might have to learn a little bit here, because obviously I've increased the boost, but seems to have more, so I'm happy with that. We'll go with that. And yeah, it does seem to have a lot more power. It seems to go well. In fact, I went to pull out, I actually lit up one of the rear tires real quick, which wasn't doing it before, so I'm definitely getting more power off the line. And yeah, so that's it. That's how I replace one of those actuators for the turbo in a Mark 1 Kia Sorento with the 2.5 liter crdi. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me for more videos. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I will see you again. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.